Dawn Affair was an Israeli terrorist operation in Egypt known as Operation Susanna, in which Egyptian, American, and British-owned targets in Egypt were bombed in the summer of 1954. In the early 1950s, the U.S. was becoming friendlier with Egypt and was moving to influence the British to leave the Egyptian Suez Canal, which they had manned for almost 20 years. The apartheid state of Israel would not tolerate the British leaving, and elements within Israel began planning a variety of terrorist attacks on British, Egyptian, and American targets. These attacks would then be blamed on so-called Muslim extremists. This would incite the anger of the British and the Americans towards Egypt and Islam and sour the burgeoning relationship between Egypt, America, and Britain. This plan for a series of false flag terrorist attacks was codenamed Operation Susanna. A group of Egyptian Jews was recruited to carry out the attacks. Jews in the diaspora that are recruited are known as Sayanim. The first bomb went off on July 2nd when a post office in Alexandria was firebombed. On the 11th of July, the Anglo-Egyptian Suez negotiations, which had been blocked for 9 months, got underway again. Despite the British assuring Israel that stockpiled weapons would not be given to the Egyptians, on July 14th, the Jewish terrorists firebombed U.S. information agency libraries in Cairo and Alexandria. However, that same day, a phosphorus bomb exploded prematurely in one of the terrorists, Philip Natansen's pocket, just as he was about to enter the British-owned Rio Cinema in Alexandria. His arrest and the subsequent confession led to the breakup of the whole ring. However, while the plot was being investigated, the Zionist Jewish terrorists started fires in 2 Cairo cinemas, in the Central Post Office, and the railway station. After the plot was uncovered, many tried to spin it as an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory. As the trial of the Jewish terrorists became more and more public, Israel was forced to do damage control. They claimed that the Egyptians were tipped off and allowed the attacks to happen. They also singularly scapegoated the defense minister Pinhas Lavon to prevent the exposure of the real group inside the apartheid state of Israel who planned Operation Susanna and several other false flag terrorist attacks. But this would not be the last time America's so-called ally and friend and recipient of over $150 billion in aid would attack her.
The world around us is already showing all the signs of vulgarity, of corruption, of godlessness. Do we want to wait for that day when people are committing sexual intercourse in public like donkeys? Do we want to wait for that before we take our wives and children away? No, we should not wait for that. When we can see the signs, this is already coming. The Muslim village is meant to take people away from that vulgarity, from that corruption, from that godlessness. Now let me go finally to methodology. What should be our method? You can differ with me. This is my opinion, you can prove me to be wrong. I think that our plan should be to proceed stage by stage, because that's the methodology in the Quran, stage by stage. I think that stage one should be a massive program of public education, because I am anticipating that the enemy is going to try to paint this village project in ugly colors. So we take in front before the front takers in a massive program of public education that we explain very clearly what we are about in establishing a Muslim village. Stage two would be to establish what I like to call weekend villages. So you don't have to sell your houses yet, but we have a weekend village. So Friday evening when you get off work, put your wife and your children in the car and you head for the village. And you try to reach before Maghrib. And you remain in the village until Sunday after Zuhr. So after Zuhr you can go and take care of whatever chores you have. Somebody's sick, you have to visit and so on, Sunday afternoon. Your shopping and so on, your groceries and so on, Sunday afternoon. Between Friday evening and Sunday Zuhr, we give you a taste of what it is to live in a Muslim village, what it was like. What life used to be like once upon a time. Bring it back. We would need to lease land, we don't have to buy it. Lease a large plot of land, 5 acres, 10 acres perhaps. We need to construct a large, these are my ideas, you don't have to agree with me. Construct a large carrot roof shed. So it's cheap to construct and it's cool. But it must be so large that it can accommodate 300-400 people under the shed. We'll use this carrot roof shed for salat, for classes, for dining, for social work. Around the large shed, we put up tents where people can sleep. Collapsible tents. We put it up Friday, take it on Sunday. And a family will come and stay in the tent. During this period of time that you are in the village, everybody must participate in the 5 daily salah.
شباب في شيء جايز يقول لك المشكله في عصر الكل طالب بالمسجدات والمشكله الكبرى انك يبدو في نفس الوقت سعودي عصر هاك الموضه والجديد واخر الصراعات